Hello, everybody, and welcome again to another preview show this week. As you can see, this is not my wonderful Jamie. This is the delightful Steve Grimshaw, who
Oh,
is joining me to cover the Infinite show that we have on Saturday. So,
that is factual.
for any of you that watched yesterday, me and Jamie covered Infamous. Very difficult to keep them distinguished. Infamous and Infinite is very difficult for my brain to separate. But we are covering Infinite today, which is on Saturday the 20th. We are at Bootle Cricket Club, and show starts at 7, doors are at 6, I want to say.
I want to say that also, but I don't know if that's because it's correct or if that's just because how it usually is. Um, but yes, let's go with that for the time being, and
Cool.
be surprised. Turn up early. That's what I'll
Yeah.
say.
So the
Not
show on
too early.
Saturday. No, not too early. The show on Saturday is Hot Start and is the kick-off to the road to Merseymania,
Mhm.
which is Infinite's big show, really, isn't it, Steve?
It really, really is. They've been building all year for this, but yeah, this is the sort of drive to Merseymania. So it's going to be a very, very exciting time. Lots of things to set up other things. Yeah, I can't wait.
To be fair, I was looking through the card earlier, and you could almost argue that this could be a Merseymania card. There's some huge matches.
100%. The caliber of wrestlers on this card is second to none in the north of England at the very, very least. It's honestly, it is one of the powerhouse promotions in the UK at the moment, and every show they do is a banger. But to be honest, this one just looks so exciting.
Not that you're biased because you ref for them.
I ref for a lot of people. Um, but yes, I do ref for them. That is correct. I didn't ref the last show that they did at the Bootle Cricket Ground, and I was very upset about that. So I'm going to go into this one with a little bit more oomph, no doubt.
Okay, well, let's start with a match that see there's repercussions and stuff from most of the matches today that are on Saturday. So let's start with the one that's potentially got the least, which it should have had the most. It should have had the World Heavyweight Championship on the line.
Right.
However, PL Dotson has decided to give Luke Jacobs the weekend off.
Yeah.
Um, but I can't be that annoyed with him because it means we get an absolutely phenomenal matchup. We have Joey Hayes versus Joe Kessler.
A debuting Joe Kessler, I believe, at Bootle Cricket Ground. Is that correct? I believe that's correct.
I don't think so.
Well, I think that's correct. I know he's done the Bennett shows, but I don't believe he has worked at the cricket ground before.
I've sold his merch at Bootle before.
Fair enough. Well, either way, I am so excited for this because,
Yeah.
like you say, our GM PL Dotson made a an interesting sort of decision there, and I think that's going to put a chip right on Joe Kessler's shoulder because he was in a title match. He's now not in a title match. I have seen this gentleman in the ring before, very very close up, and he is merciless. And he's probably going to be merciless in Merseyside against an unsuspecting Joey Hayes. It is going to be interesting to see if he tries to beat out his frustrations there. Um, I don't know. I'd love to know what's on his mind really about this because it can be seen as a bit of a not downgrade, but it can be seen as a disappointment for him not to get a crack at the championship. But
Well,
he's in
yeah.
there with Joey Hayes.
This is the thing. He's not getting a shot at the championship this show. However, Joey Hayes is infinite history. Joey Hayes was
Absolutely.
tagging with Danny Hope on the first ever Infinite show back in 2012.
Yes.
Like,
This is exactly my point because it can never be a downgrade or never be a disappointment to be in there with someone like Joey Hayes.
no.
That's going to be on many wrestlers in the UK's bucket list to meet one on one, especially on such a big stage with the repercussions like this. It
And I mean,
is
in Infinite as well, Joey Hayes has had his name on the lineal title, so
correct.
Joey's not a stranger to Infinite Gold.
No, and
So,
he's coming back for more.
but does if Joey gets the win over Kessler, is this going to mean that Kessler's out of the title picture? Does Joey take the title match? I haven't seen anything on socials as to that's the stipulation, but it's
No,
got to
I
be on
haven't
Joe's
either.
mind.
This is exactly my point. I mean, the repercussions of this are so massive, and does it put us in a position where they're both going to get a shot at the title eventually? Because let's not forget, under very dubious circumstances, Joey Hayes lost his match against Luke Jacobs, but a lot of people believe him to be the real champion here. So he's got that chip on his shoulder. Tesla's got the chip on his shoulder. Someone's going to get hurt in this match. It's going to be intense, and the repercussions, like we say, just massive.
And if they both end up getting a shot at the title, that's going to be one peed off Luke Jacobs having to defend
Yes.
against two challengers when he's done nothing other than take a weekend off that he was granted by management.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that there is going to be an eventual three-way or anything like that. To quote the Dawn of the Dead films, "Who will survive? What will be left for them?" Sorry, that was Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Before any horror nerds come at me, it's very much like that. And maybe it was wise of PL Dotson to set this up because once these two powerhouses have had this match with each other, will it be up to Luke Jacobs to pick the bones, so to speak? It's just such an interesting dynamic there, and yeah, I can't wait for that one.
Agreed. See, I'm looking at the list of matches that I've seen announced, and I genuinely don't know where to go next. I think
No,
while we're talking about history versus future in Hayes and Kessler, I think the only sensible lead on from that is the other history versus future match we have with Liam Carr taking on his teacher, his
mentor,
coach, his
teacher,
mentor,
yeah,
the man who brought him into the Infinite Gym many years ago, who has trained him, who's taught him everything he knows. Liam Carr is facing Kieran McConnell.
classic Kieran McConnell. Yeah, that's exciting. I haven't seen Mr. McConnell wrestle all that much. I saw him wrestle in Wales a few weeks ago, and there wasn't a fan there that wasn't completely engrossed in what was going on. Everyone was on their feet by the end of it. And what I enjoy about this match particularly, and this may be the match that I would like to watch more as a fan than any other, is the mat techniques, the tech involved in this, the classic British style wrestling with this. I mean, you can tell by the tights that they wear. I mean, your shades of William Regal,
Yeah.
shades of all the world of sport guys in Kieran McConnell. It's going to be such a great technical feat. It's one of those scenarios as well where very much Liam has gone away, become a world traveller since, and to my knowledge, that's something that McConnell has not done. Even though obviously he has established himself as one of the best technical wrestlers in the UK. Obviously, Liam Carr has got that experience now of wrestling in Canada, of wrestling in America, picking up those different styles. And I've heard comments with Kieran McConnell say things along the lines of, "Well, I taught him everything he knows, but I didn't teach him everything I know," which is an old adage, but what has he learned in America and Canada? He's wrestled some great people over there. What's he bringing back, and what sort of surprises is he going to have for Kieran McConnell?
Do you think that those world traveling experiences will give him the edge over Kieran? Would you put if I took your stripy shirt off you and said I want you to put money on one of these two men, who are you going for?
You make a good point about his world travel experiences and them giving him the edge. He's also got youth as the edge there. He's also part of the finely tuned machines. They're going to be iron rubbing against iron, learning things off each other. As much as I respect Kieran McConnell, he's going to have a tough day fighting someone with the experience that Liam has at still such quite a young age.
It's not an answer though. Who are we going for?
I'm a referee. I can't pick anyone, but I would be surprised. I would be surprised if Liam doesn't walk away as the winner. But I can't put money on it because, well, first of all, I'm an official, but second of all, he's crafty. He's Kieran McConnell. He could pull out something we haven't seen for a long, long time, and it could be just enough to surprise Carr and get a victory.
Yeah.
Again, this is going to be the sort of tale for me. All these matches, it's going to be so difficult to pick a winner. And with this one, I'm leaning towards Liam Carr, but will I be surprised if the veteran picks up one? Absolutely not.
I fully agree with you on that one. I think Liam's on a bit of a roll at the minute. He's had a few decent wins. He's got some momentum behind him across multiple promotions at the minute. And I think we've not seen Kieran in Infinite for, other than the collab show that we had earlier on in the year, we've not seen Kieran in an Infinite ring since
2024, I
last
think.
Hot Start, I think. So a
Possibly.
year ago.
Yeah,
So
possibly.
yeah, I would go with Carr, and by the same vein, looking at the next match that I've got written down, I would be going for his tag team partners FTM in their semi final as well.
Okay. Interesting.
Because they obviously we have the Infinite Tag Team Championship. So for the inaugural Tag Team Championship tournament, we are up to the semi-finals, I believe.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, this is the first semi-final match that's going to have occurred.
Yeah, so FTM beat Bread for Better. Brandon Prince and Bubba D. Did they beat
Quintessential.
Quintessential?
They sure did, and the referee in that match was myself. I got a first-hand look as to why Brandon and Big Bubba should not be overlooked in this tournament. I think with both these matches, they could both be seen as a bit of an underdog story on both teams. You've had Bread for Better that I think everyone believed was going to go into this tournament and rank high, if not be the winners, because of Connors and Nova and the talent they've got.
Yeah.
I think I never thought that because I know just how good FTM are. Critchy and McCall. You've also got to bear in mind that the fans behind them at these events, it really does give them that extra boost.
Yeah.
So it didn't surprise me that they defeated Bread for Better. I think a lot of people, and including myself, really to a degree, were surprised with Prince and Bubba defeating Quintessential. I don't think many people would have thought Quintessential would have lost that match due to how well established they are in the tag team division. I think having actually been in there and seen the way Brandon Prince and Bubba actually worked, you've got something that a lot of these teams don't have. You have teams like Quintessential that are quite similar, like FTM, that are speed and tech. You've got Brandon Prince, who is he's tech. He is a high flyer. He's fast. and you've got the absolute antithesis of that in Big Bubba, because he is strong, he is gritty, and those two together, it's very, very difficult to plan for. And Quintessential saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it would have surprised me had someone have said that they were going to win at the beginning of the day. But once I was in there with them firsthand and I saw what they were capable of, absolutely did not surprise me whatsoever that they walked out as a winner of this.
Yeah.
With that being said, I do agree with you. I think FTM have been together longer as a team. I think they've got the fan support behind them. It would not surprise me if they were the winners at the end of the day. So
With
I think I go on.
I was just going to say, with what you were saying of Bubba and Prince not being able to plan for the differences, the one sort of, like you say, obviously FTM they've been together longer. I think they work together on a more regular basis.
Tag team specialists.
Yeah, but also a lot of people do know this now outside of the ring. Quintessential and FTM are very good friends. So all those little tricks that Quintessential will have fallen foul to, they will most likely be pre-warning the FTM boys.
To go back on what I was saying earlier, but on the flip side of that, what we could end up seeing is, because there is so much more videotape out there, and look at my age there, videotape. There's so many streaming services out there that you can see FTM matches. It wouldn't surprise me if Brandon Prince and Bubba were watching those matches, studying those tapes,
Yeah,
and there's a lot more opportunity to study those tapes of
very,
FTM
very.
than there are of Bubba and Brandon as a team. So I'm going to say FTM, but it's tough.
It is a tricky one. It really, really is. Like we said before, there's that many matches on the show that has such high quality. This could be Infinite's sort of standout show and be a Merseymania.
Oh,
The fact that
100%.
this is just the start of the run to Merseymania is indicative of the quality that Infinite put on a regular basis.
And if this is where we're starting on the build up, where we're going to be by Merseymania, it's going to be crazy. And what I was going to say a few minutes earlier was, what do you pick as the main event for this show? It's going to be incredibly difficult to pick what the main event for the show is. I understand there is an argument for multiple matches. Honestly, I don't even know what the main event's going to be for this show. And when there's a show that's put on where you can honestly can't pick what the top spot's going to go to, that is so good for the industry.
Yeah, I believe that PL Dotson has indicated that Kessler and Joey will still be the main event.
That guy tells me nothing.
It's one of them that we've spoken about 3 non-title matches already. We have 2 title matches still to talk about, which you would argue there is more argument for those to be the main event, as they have championship gold on the line. But we also haven't factored in, going through Infamous's social media, there are 3 people announced to be appearing at the show who we have no idea why. Rob Drake is an Infinite regular who currently has nothing to do. And then we have Isaac North, who is coming into Hotstar having betrayed PL Dotson. PL thought he'd recruited him, yet after their match, Isaac decided to beat the living hell out of Tommy Jackson and Casey Payne. And then on the flip side, we have Mickey Barnes, who, if we believe promos that have been released on social media, is now part of Modus Operandi. Yep. So PL Dotson is playing a very, very dangerous game here, I think.
Well, I mean, you mentioned 3 people there. I mean, you've mentioned one of the Modus Operandi guys, but really, there's another 3, and you've got Casey Payne, you've got Tommy Jackson, and you've got RGM as well. They're not above involving themselves in matches. You could and probably will see them in some degree get involved in this show. And the ego of PL Dotson, I can't see him not wanting to be part of such a huge show
No.
with again with the ramifications that we've talked about. So really that's six people there that could very easily turn up in a match, turn up and do a promo, just turn up and be the bane of my existence in a match. You just don't know.
I mean, PL Dotson's the bane of my existence the majority of the time whenever he's in a room. So, um, yeah, definitely some potential there. I mean, it wouldn't be an infinite show without Isaac North or Mickey Barnes. So I really hope we see both of them in some capacity.
One other person that I've just remembered. Speaking of Isaac North, what about the business Aaron Martin?
Yeah, we have heard absolutely nothing about the business since was it his last match was against Isaac, wasn't it?
Um, there was an altercation at the Bennett's, but I wasn't involved in that match and or in altercation. So I don't really know what went on there. Much in the same way as Luke Jacobs and Joey Hayes. Something that I don't know much about because I wasn't there, but really wish I was a fly in the wall in that situation.
We'll just have to see what happens. Um, two things we definitely do know: we have the women's championship and we have the lineal heavyweight championship.
Yeah.
Which one do we think is going to main event?
Well, you told me that Kessler and Joey was main eventing. So if that
PL has
isn't the case,
indicated that's the case. I'm not saying
he's one of these crazy BMW drivers that indicates and then pulls it the opposite way. I get you. I don't know because as I said earlier, it really could be any one of these matches. The standard of the talent involved in this, it's just incredible.
I'm
Me
hoping.
personally,
Go on.
so, no, I want to hear you because I think we're gonna say the same thing on this.
I'm hoping from a logistical standpoint that it's Reaper versus Oberman
Right. We, we
because
we've actually we've actually thought the wrong thing then because I was going to say the women's championship.
I would love give me the women headlining every single day. I you know me, I'm a massive advocate for women in wrestling.
I
Whether it,
thought I knew you, but then you chose something different. So
well, no, with women in wrestling, I will always be an advocate for of them being able to main event and blah blah blah. When I said logistics wise, I would go for Reaper versus Oberman because it's an ODQ.
yes.
And I think them two that they're really at the end of their tether, and I think they could make a complete mess of the place. So
Oh, so do I.
logistically,
Yeah.
I'd rather that was later, so we don't have to clean up as much as quick.
Frankly, I'd rather that didn't happen at all. I think that Oberman went too far last time. I was looking at the social media of Lewis Johnson, and he made comments along the lines of he was hit by a title belt, and then he came to, and he was in the back with nobody around him. Now, I take exception to that, quite frankly. It's a referee's job to make sure people are safe in there. Yes, it is our discretion. He got hit by the belt before his match at Bennett's. He was admittedly very, very hurt. I could have called the match right there. I asked him in the center of the ring, do you want to continue? And in a clear voice, he said yes. Now, there was no signs of any sort of struggle at that point. I appreciate that there maybe was some memory loss there. Maybe he was hit harder than he thinks. I certainly know that during that match, there was no, there was no, there was fights. Don't get me wrong, that he was fighting. You could see it, but
Yeah,
there was no offense from Lewis Johnson in that match, and it was a beating. And should the match have even taken place in the first place? I don't know. I'll have to contend with that because it was my decision to trust Liam at his word,
yeah.
continue with the match, and Obviously, it didn't plan out for him, but I did know that this meant a lot to him. As he said, it's been 8 years of him working and
Yeah.
training to get to this point of a main event. He was finally at that main event. I knew it meant a lot to him, and it's unfortunate that it ended in that way.
It's a testament to the warrior and the fighter that the Lim Reaper is, though, the fact that he could be that severely hurt and still have that much defense in him, and to argue with you that he was fine to continue.
Yes, and most men would not have continued that match. What I take exception to is the fact that he was on his own. I'm sorry he feels that way. I was with him for a long time, as were several of the medical staff there that night. Um, I appreciate that maybe he was more injured than we suspected he was at the time, and like you say, the guy's heart is sort of unmatched in that level. Very disappointed in Scott Oberman for that. Very very disappointed. But let's see it as it was. Scott Oberman really did. I don't want to say beat him to within an inch of his life or anything like that, but he really did dominate
Yeah,
on that occasion, and to the extent where all the heart in the world couldn't mount an offense on that match. And you've got to wonder if he's going to be repeating that, if it's going to get in Lewis Johnson's head, and how that's going to affect him in this match. It really does bother me. And I don't know to what degree Lewis Johnson is going to go to try and get revenge for that. Calling this a wrestling match is really underplaying it. There's a lot of emotion here. He is out to hurt Scott Oberman.
yeah.
And Scott Oberman is saying things on social media like, "Oh, I'll accept the match just so I can beat you in 2 minutes rather than 3 minutes." It's just there's a lot of visceral, there's a lot of bitterness in this, and as a referee, I don't like seeing that. I want to see competition. I don't want to see a fight where people are gonna bleed, lose teeth, go into this match as vicious as they are doing. So I understand what you're saying that you think that should go last. I don't think it should go at all. Not going to lie to you. I think it's gotten to a point where it's too much. It's going to be too violent. And also, I don't want to be doing a cleanup afterwards. I don't want another scenario where I'm having to help Lewis Johnson to the dressing room area, seeking medical, and then again, it's emotional for me,
Yeah,
and I'm a tenth of the emotion that these guys have got.
100%. The
So we're
other,
left with
go on.
go on.
We are left with the women. Last but not least, which we haven't seen our women's champion for a good few shows, because she has been off traveling. She's been working elsewhere. She's been a busy little bee, racking up her days as champion. I believe at point of recording for this, which is the Thursday before the show, she is a day off 300 days as champion. So she will be well past that by the time she defends this against Lana. Um,
Yeah.
we hadn't seen Lana for a while up until she came back at Hooters. But she did get a very good win against Rio. I absolutely loved that match. That was one of my favourite matches I've seen all year. But Lana's coming into this. She thought this should have been her title.
Yes.
It's Lana in the final with Lizzie at the last Merseymania to take the inaugural belt, and it's taken almost 12 months for her to get another shot at it.
Yeah, that is something that I did want to touch on. It does feel strange that it's taken this long to get a rematch. Um, it really, really does. And yeah, I watched the initial in the inaugural championship match between the two. Again, hard hitting. These women know each other so well.
Oh, yeah.
Um, and you can make an argument, and which is why I thought you would think this would be the main event, and I certainly do think it should be in contention for the main event. These women know each other so well, and they are world class athletes. They are both in the Pro Wrestling Illustrated top 100, or top 500 rather. And that's not an easy feat. That is an incredible achievement for both women. This is the kind of match that will
Especially when
get people
there's still
watching.
so few women in the PWI.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. I mean, it's just this is the kind of match that would sell out any show in the UK.
Yeah.
And as I was saying earlier, it's just one of the many matches we've got scheduled. It's just crazy to me. It really, really is. This is one that I'm really looking forward to either seeing or being a part of. Not sure what I'm refing at the moment, as again, PL Dotson doesn't tell me anything. But I think the level of athleticism in this match is going to be through the roof. Um, we could see a new champion. I've said for many, many years, Lana Austin's forearm, strongest in the business.
Deadly. Absolutely
And,
deadly.
and and not only that, it can take you out from almost nowhere. When you do not see it coming, there it is. And it could be just like that. It's over. We see a new champion. It's going to be such an incredible show. And I think this is going to be one of the marquee matches.
To me, Lana's forearm is on the level with like the RKO. It comes out of absolutely nowhere and puts you on the floor.
Yes.
And it's it look it looks like it wins you, it looks like it gives you whiplash, it looks like it hurts your jaw. Like it
I've seen the after effect of this on multiple women, and some men as well at various shows. And yeah, it's the real deal.
yeah.
There is. It's one of the strongest moves in British, pardon me, in British wrestling. See, I'm juddering because of how intense this entire show is making me feel. And I've still got some holdover from talking about the Oberman and Johnson
Yeah.
match as well. But yeah, I mean,
We say
obviously
this.
Lizzie Evo.
Go on.
Lizzie Evo is again we've talked about it being world class. And this is taking absolutely nothing away from Lizzie Evo, and she has had a fantastic reign. She's won titles all over the UK, but again, it could just be so quick, and then Lana's got it.
That is the thing. Lizzie is a very determined woman. She is scrappy. She will do whatever it takes. I have seen her scratch and claw and manipulate and do anything she can to keep the titles that she's held. And
Both women have got a salty past, and both of them will sort of do whatever it takes.
yeah,
They've
so
both got a mouth on them, and they've got the ability to back it up. And yeah, as a referee, you've got to be really, really on them
yeah,
because yeah, either one could take some liberties.
yeah, it is very that this one is probably the hardest one for me to call because with Lizzie, um, like I say, she's usually that last person who, no matter what, she will have the last word, whether it be like verbally, she always has the last word, or whether it be that last kick out that she shouldn't really get. She finds something, and she's usually got the crowd. She's usually behind her at Infinite. However, as we said with Lana, she is also a very similar personality and has this forearm in her back pocket that just decimates people. So
It could very well be a war of attrition, and just who can stand everything they take, and who can just come back.
yeah,
I can't see this being a short one.
no. My heart says it stays with Lizzie. My head says don't put money on it.
Yeah, Yeah, I think I've talked myself into putting Lana Austin as a winner for that one, just because of the unpredictability of that forearm. I think that's it. But again, as with every single one of these matches, it is too hard to call. You'll have to see what it's like on the day.
Yeah. So tickets are still available for this show. They are up for sale on, I want to say, Skiddle.
That sounds right. I don't know. PL Dotson tells me nothing.
Yeah. So if you want to join us for this show, as we say, it is Saturday the 20th. It is at Bootle Cricket Club. Um, Tickets are up for sale. We'll put the links attached to this. Give Infinite a follow on Instagram and social media, Facebook, whatever, to keep up with any other matches. They may announce what Mickey Barnes, Isaac, Rob are up to, whether we're going to see Modus Operandi. There is still more to come. It's going to be an incredible show. I will be there. I don't know if I'm going to be behind merch or ring crewing or what. I will be there. You will see Steve in the ring at some point. So yeah,
Yes, you
hopefully
will.
we will see you there.
Great stuff.
Thank you, Steve. I appreciate you helping me with this
Thank
one.
you.
Goodbye, everyone.